Hi everyone. So guys, my previous video, if you've not watched it, you can watch it, was about invisible barriers. But today we are going to talk about keeping your mouth shut. Learn to keep your mouth shut. So as I was just thinking about these invisible barriers, another thing that I thought through, the Lord thought it helped me to think through, was that sometimes the reasons why we don't go ahead to the next level is because of our mouth. We are not learning to tame our mouths. Before something materializes, you quickly run and tell people. And when you tell people, remember, not everybody wishes you well out here. And sometimes these people who wish you well, sometimes it's not that they don't want to wish you well, but the devil uses them to make sure you don't go ahead. Remember, the devil is not omnipresent like God. So what the devil does is that he plants his agents, whether these people know or not. But sometimes, someone can say something and you're like, whoa, that's not how you always speak. It's not because it's them who are speaking. It's the voice of the devil that was speaking. So sometimes don't give the enemy a chance to attack you in the things you want to grow. Have you ever heard this statement that people say, walls have ears? So like, you want to tell a secret and someone says, just don't say it here because walls have ears. You just never know. Those who understand this statement that you say life is spiritual will maybe understand what you mean. Sometimes it's just good to keep, private some things. So I just want to give a reference to the Bible on this issue of taming your tongue, just keeping quiet. There's this lady, the mother of John in the New Testament, John the Baptist. So when Elizabeth was expectant, remember Elizabeth had stayed for so long without getting children. She was already declared as barren. So when the angel of the Lord told her that she was going to carry a child, her husband Zachariah was in denial. Either he was in denial or he kind of doubted or something. So you know what God did? Because this plan, John had to be because John had to be born according to the plans God already had. John came and then Jesus was born just after by Mary, and Mary and Elizabeth, were close. So what God did, God silenced Zachariah. When this message of Elizabeth having a child happened, because Zachariah doubted, God silenced him. And the silence, if you look at it, it's done because of two things. First of all, because this person doubted God. So sometimes God will make you tame your tongue so that you may not doubt him. You may not start asking questions or you may not get naysayers, because he has plans for you. But when you go sharing to people, they're naysayers. They will doubt the process, and that will make you also doubt the process. Another thing is that this man was silenced because, remember, John was going to be very great. He was the one who was going to usher Jesus, He was going to have a big impact in Jesus' life, So he had to God had to silence Zachariah so that in the birth of John, the wrong ears would not know that, the wrong people would not know that John was going to be born. Just as well as Mary, the mother of Jesus, when she was expectant. Remember, they had to travel. They had to travel 500. Why did they travel? Because God had to protect them. Because this had to be a secret. That's why the shepherds had to follow the star to go to that manger where Jesus was born. So sometimes, some of the things you do, you must learn to tame your tongue. Tame your tongue so that you can give God a chance to work. God works in peace and silence, and also so that you can marvel at God's work. Whenever you have a problem, you just want to run to every neighbor. You want to run to every family member to tell them of what you're going through. Not everybody wishes you well as you think. Most people are even happy when you're going through something. So sometimes people need to know that silence is a weapon. When you're doing something, just be quiet till this thing materializes, or choose a few people who will work with you. Of course, you just can't keep everything to yourself. You're not an island, but you look for a few people who you're trusted. You even pray to God to give a spirit of discernment, for God to make you know who to tell, either a pastor or your parents or whoever that is going to help you with whichever process, so that when it materializes, you can all marvel at God's work. Remember Solomon in the Bible. Nobody knew that Solomon's strength was in his hair. So let me tell you, Delilah came in as an enemy. The devil comes in his ways. He uses someone to manipulate you so that the devil can get the information he wants from you. So they had to use Delilah. So Delilah had to go. He was now Solomon's girlfriend, and when Solomon was most vulnerable, he let go of his secret, that his strength, because he was a very strong man. Everybody knows that his strength was in his hair. See what they did. Delilah called the people who sent her, and they came and chopped off Solomon's hair. See how he let go of his secret, and from then on he became so vulnerable. That's what I'm talking about, taming your tongue. Please hold what you say. So let me give you some of the things that you need to keep quiet till the Lord leads you, or till these plans materialize. Number one, do not talk about your plans and visions to people. If you're planning something, or a project, something you want to do, or if you have a vision of something, please don't share it till you pray to God for direction about it, until it materializes, or till at least you start the process. Only tell those who you need to tell, because maybe you're supposed to work as a team, for whatever reason. But don't share your plans and vision till you seek God's guidance on it. Number two, do not share your past. Sometimes you may innocently be sharing your past, especially things that may disgrace you. And you never know, the person you're telling may use this against you to disgrace you at another time. You have to choose what you say. There's some things you can either just keep quiet, or choose people to tell, or God to guide you on people to tell. Not everything about your past is for everybody to know. Your past experiences, things like those. Number three, the dreams you dream. Some of the dreams you dream come as, it just looks as a dream or as a movie, but some of them are instructions from God, or some of them are warnings from God, and some of them are even attacks of the enemy. And some of them, God is even giving you instructions on what to do. Remember when Joseph had a dream, and he shared his dream with his family. The dad could already tell, and the mother could already tell that Joseph was going to be a king, and they were going to be under him. And it was just a basic dream. So some of the dreams you dream, keep quiet first and talk to God to give you guidance, or to give you someone you can talk to help you interpret. Not everybody taps into the dreams that God gives you, or the dreams that you have, because some of them are a reflection of your life, of things to come, or warnings, or instructions. So be careful about the dreams you dream and who you share it with. Another thing is, do not share too much about your relationship status or about your marriage. If you're having problems with your marriage, don't go telling the whole world, oh, my husband did this, oh, my wife did this. I mean, you bring embarrassment to your home, and now you wonder why things are not progressing. People are progressing in their homes, but you, because you've already put that veil of conflict, or you've already allowed that veil of either misfortunes or conflicts, or just issues in your house. If you talk too much about your family, or your spouse, or your partner to other people, or even your relationship status, someone who's just about to maybe you just gotten a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and then all of a sudden you want to go telling the whole world, oh, I met someone, oh, then 2 weeks later this person is not calling you or not talking to you again. Why is this person blocking you? Because the naysayers who didn't want you to ever get married or get into a relationship, you're already giving the enemy pointers. Oh, she's about to get into a relationship. So they send the spirits of anti-marriage, anti-relationships to oppress you. So be careful, even when you're married. When you're married, don't bring issues of your home, to your friends, to women groups, to man caves. Really check what you say, because at the end of the day, you do not want to disgrace your family. Another thing, never share your weaknesses. If there's one thing that I never like, is being vulnerable. It's good to be vulnerable, but in the right space, with the right people, and at the right time. You can show your weakness to someone, and someone will just be taking pointers, so that on that day that something will happen, they look for a way of to attack you, because they'll attack you using your weakness. You remember the story I told you of Samson in the Bible, where Samson, though he talked about where his strength was, but again it was going to become a weakness if his hair is cut. So sometimes when you share your weaknesses, when you become too vulnerable to the wrong people, they use this vulnerability against you, and they may use the same thing you say to attack you. Apart from attacking you, they may also use this same opportunity to exploit you. So be very careful. That's why you wonder sometimes where everybody is going ahead, but you're not going ahead. You look like the weak one, because people will try and be a stumbling block all the way around, because you've given them a leeway into your life, because it's like you have to share your things for people to understand you. Sometimes just be firm in your own life and in your own things. Just do your own things. Another factor is that I don't even know which number we are in, but let me just say it. Another thing is that do not share your achievements. Let me tell you, jealousy is real. Even the people you think are the closest to you, just tell them that you've won something, or you've been promoted into a place of work, or you're relocating to another country, or you're getting married. Just see how this is the time you'll know the true people. In fact, you know the real people in your lives when you're suffering and when you have achieved something. That is when you know the people who really will stick with you. So be very careful in your achievements. Sometimes just suppress them. If it's that holiday, just go in peace. Go quietly. Don't announce to the whole world. Let's see people on social media announcing everywhere. And when misfortunes happen where you are, you wonder what jinxed your journey. It's because you told everybody what you're going to do. You shared with everybody what is happening at that particular. If you want to share them, go enjoy first, or do your achievement first, then come celebrate later. So that even if someone wants to attack you, you already moved on from that chapter. You're in something else. So be very careful. Your achievements, as at the moment when you're achieving them, be silent, be still. After that, maybe later you can share your achievements, because again, we also want to be celebrated. So at that, even when you're going on, let me say, you're buying a new car, you've just bought a new car, just be quiet. Have you ever heard of people who, someone bought a nice car, everything okay, brand new and everything, and 2 days later, this person got an accident? You know why? They posted it all over, or they told all relatives, they told everybody, and remember, not everybody wishes you well. I call them household enemies. Listen to my teaching on household enemies. Not everybody wishes you well. So sometimes you go flossing around to everybody, but inside their heart, they're chanting bad things, or they're wishing. They might not even chant because they're not witches, but they're just wishing bad things on you, knowingly or unknowingly. And we know with that, negativity is attracted, and with that, you find yourself not excelling with this achievement. So be very, very careful on your achievements. Another thing is family secrets. Every family has their secrets. Every family, has gone through their own unique. I always say every family has its own dynamics. Keep the dynamics of your family within your family. Don't go spoiling the name of your family. This makes people, look down upon you. And when you're now looking for opportunities, even to move to the next step in life, someone may just innocently say, oh, you're from that family, I don't think you can work here. You're from this family because I've heard you people are like this and like that. And just because one of you went and told the family secrets. So some of the things, not that they're secret, they're dark things, but some things just for your dignity and for the respect of your family, just keep them within your family. Discuss and keep within your family to avoid, allowing the enemy to come and attack you and your family. Another thing, this one now, I want to say, another place where you need to learn to keep your mouth shut is where you work. Please note that your colleagues are not your friends. You need to differentiate between you, and you need to put a barrier between your private life and your office life and your work life, because you bring your home issues at work. So when something happens, people will quickly link the stories you told them about your home to the things that are happening to work, and you'll easily be judged either fairly or unfairly. They will use the same things you told them that, and it can work against you. So be very careful on the things you tell your colleagues. Remember, these are people you only met in your place of work, and you will leave them when you leave that place. So be very careful not to over talk of sensitive information about your life, about something as simple as you've started dating, then the next day you come to work late. Everybody knows now, because you started dating, you came to work late, and now they say you have changed, and now you don't care about company policies, and now this and that. So you see, and that can really be used against you. So if you need to learn to do not mix business and pleasure. Do not mix at all. So make sure to keep secrets from your colleagues and from your work environment. Another thing is that whenever you have a problem, an issue, choose who you tell your problems, because these people can use the same information you gave to blackmail you, to use as bait, because you told them your problems and now they know what happened. So whenever maybe you even want to succeed in life, maybe let me say you are a leader and you're having family issues. So when something happens, they'll say that if this person can't even take care of their home, can they lead? Things like this. Don't tell people your problems. They can use them against you, and they can use them to blackmail you so that they can get something out of you. Also, if you have new ideas, there are people who God has just put this vision on them. They're very visionary. New ideas you have or you want to implement, please just keep quiet till you have a plan on it, till you have a business plan, till the project materializes. Do not go sharing, telling people, I'm planning to do this, I'm planning to do this. You are at your family reunion, I'm planning to do this. At work, you tell them, I'm planning to do this. With your friends, I'm planning to do this. Look at everybody who always announces the things they plan to do. Those things will never materialize. I do not know why they never materialize. You know why? It's because you've already exposed you've already exposed your new ideas, and someone will go and silence them. Because out of either sheer wickedness or jealousy, they do not want you to go ahead of them, or they steal that idea that you have. They use them for themselves. Like if you want to start a business and you're sharing with this person, I'm planning to do this and that. This person will discourage you completely from doing this project or whatever it is. But see, the next 5-6 months, this person will have implemented the same thing he was warning you against. It's because this person saw an opportunity through your brain, your visions, and now this person is using them, yet they discourage you. So people will be going ahead, but you're lagging behind. You're visionary, you have good ideas, but because you can't keep your mouth shut, your ideas are stolen from you. So these are things to be careful about. Yeah, so these are some of the things I wanted to share today, that we need to learn to shut our mouths. In Proverbs 18:21, the Bible talks about power of the tongue, the power of the tongue that speaks life or death. So sometimes these things you talk about without thinking or without thinking of the repercussions can bring life or death to your achievements, to your visions. They can either make you or break you. You may think you're suffering from invisible barriers that are spiritual, and sometimes they're not even spiritual. It's just because you can't tame your tongue. You can't learn to shut up. You should only talk when it's time to talk. You should keep quiet first so that things may materialize. After they materialize, when you seek God, you do your research, do all the necessary steps first before you open your mouth. So these are the things. Sometimes you may think people are running after you, people are bewitching you, but you know what? Your own tongue is causing the demise of your progress. You just can't shut your mouth, and now you're giving the enemy an opportunity to attack. The enemy, by the way, has monitoring spirits. The monitoring spirits, everywhere you go, even in every environment, they're the angels of God and they're the demonic monitoring spirits, just waiting for information. Remember, we said God is omnipresent. God does not need anything special to be present. He is God. He's omnipresent. But the devil has no such powers. So what he does is that he uses people, and he uses what you say to manipulate. He uses it against you. The enemy is very petty, by the way. So that one word you will talk is what will make you will, that one thing you say will make you not succeed, and that's the one thing you keep quiet on, so that you just seek the face of God, or so that you keep quiet till everything materializes, is what will save you. So as I said again, learn to shut your mouth. Only talk when the environment is right and when the time is right, and of course after you've sought God on the way forward. That's what I wanted to share, guys. Until the next video, bye.